message. Now, to give you a message, I'm going to share to you a short story. So this is in particular with the couple. Now, this story happened on the year 1912 when this Mr. and Mrs. had this like ferry ride with this Titanic. Now, to make this story short, we all know about the tragic happen, what we call the event, tragic event, what happened to this Titanic. So let's go into the drama, because this story it titles "Till Death Do Us Part." Till death do us part. Now, in that evening, that the Titanic will soon to be swallowed by the sea, Mrs. Isidore Strauss asking that Mabel Bird, the maid of the Mrs. Isidore Strauss, said, "Oh, you have to go and occupy one of the lifeboats so that you'll be able to survive this tragic event." And then, to make this illustration short, Mabel Bird had been in a safe, and she even survived this tragic event. Now, when Mrs. Strauss saw that her husband was really calm and assisting passengers to get in those lifeboats, he said, "Daddy, come on, save yourself. The boat will soon gone. Please come." And according to the story, Mr. Strauss was leading passengers into the lifeboat until there's no time to escape, that he will be swallowed by the angry waves. But this time, Mrs. Strauss, when she looked back, said, "Come on, darling." But what happened, my dear brothers and sisters, my fellow missionaries? Mrs. Strauss left the lifeboat and went back to her husband. And I'm going to share to you, because I'm just trying to share the story. It says here, "Please, dear, get into the boat," her husband pleaded. Mrs. Rose looked deep into the eyes of the man with whom she spent most of her life, the man who had been her best friend, her heart's true companion, and always a comfort for her soul. She grabbed her arm and drew his trembling body close to hers. "No, Mrs. Strauss," said, he replied defiantly, "I will not get into the boat," because the husband said, "Go into the boat," because he wanted that his wife will be safe. But Mrs. Isidore Strauss said, "No, I won't go into the boat." He said, Mrs. Strauss is said to have replied defiantly, "I will not get into the boat. We have been together, Roger and Beverly, through a great many years. We are old now." According to the story, we are old now. "I will not leave you," according to Mrs. Strauss. "Where you go, I will go." And that is where they were last seen, standing arm in arm on the deck, this devoted wife clinging courageously to her husband, this loving husband clinging protectively to his wife as the ship sank together forever. You see? So, 2 weeks ago, I've been talking about commitment. So, Pastor Tony, last month, this couple had undergone Titanic. Yeah. But because of God is really there, they hold their hands, they cling to each other, and they claim the promise of God. And I was chosen and used by God, and even you know that one. If Mary Beverly and told you about her story or their story, we just fix is relationship. We never spent the Sabbath in the church, October 8th, but we spent the quality, remarkable Sabbath, three of us. And we even had this covenant relationship signed by us as a witness and the peacemaker facilitator. So I hope this story will always give you a fresh start. You never, you never, what it will stop loving each other. But my point here is love God, because the more you love God, it is easier for you to love and accept your husband and wife. Because once you have the love of God, the love of God will cover or covers the multitude of our weaknesses. And once you have the love of God, it will always make Roger and Beverly fresh or new life partner. And you have to think that your husband is a heaven-born gift to you, as your wife also is a heaven-born gift. Okay, to close this one, spend time praying even during midnight, because that is the only powerful way that you could really glue together in the arms of Jesus Christ, and in His love, you will always be growing old, strong, supporting each other, and caring for others. God bless us all.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor.